Carnival atmosphere here in Rio de Janeiro as you join us for the OI Rio Women's Pro Round 3 Heat 4 encounter. Sally Fitzgibbons, Lakey Peterson and Laura Enever will do battle. One of these three will go straight through to the quarterfinals. She's up against Lakey Peterson and Laura Enever. Let's have a look how these three fare here. Peterson, nice up in the top corner to get going. Now reloads. That left-hander does get a little slopey and then it punches out in the shore break. So we'll see how Lakey Peterson stitches us together. Nice swinging maneuvers and good repetition as well. So a typical beach break grind for Brazil, but a good starter for Lakey.
The flats right next to the foam accentuate that bottom turn. Again, she does the same thing, that fade, and then she stays back, loads up again. You know, this wave flattened up for her, unfortunately, but she sticks with it. But every time she's getting right back close to the foam, right in the power pocket, and then that's where she starts her bottom turn. So nice little adjustments after the maneuver to get back close to the pocket. The judges want to see your maneuvers as close to that whitewater in that steeper section.
Now Sally Fitzgibbons, big wedge comes towards her, it compresses. She'll get stuck with that. Still,
you want to be at that same level. You see this wave, all that backwash right out there on the takeoff spot, and then she gets to this closeout move. She knows it's just the one move, so she really tries to lay into it. Judges will reward single maneuver waves. Take a look at a different angle here. The first wave of Lakey Peterson, that first maneuver right there in that critical section. She timed it perfectly. The wave lifted. She was able to execute that first move, and then she cleans it all the way up with a nice solid finish. Gets nice rhythm, top to bottom. That's what you got to do. That's that flow, part of the criteria. The combination of major moves, all those elements are in the judging criteria.
She got a 9th here this time last year, losing to Tatiana Weston Webb. So
you heard her. She doesn't want another quarterfinal. She wants semis. She wants a final.
And that was a closed shop with the surfboard information too.
Oh, I loved it. That is so cool. It is the best thing ever. You know, and again, it's like there's models that you refine your boards off of, but then there's the secret stuff, the secret sauce that comes behind it all. I mean, you know what? There's a logo on the board. It's going to say the model, and that's generally the foundation of the equipment. And then there's the little stuff that happens, the little extra width, or you know, the foil, or the glass job, or the blank you're using. And just there's so many factors that go into surfboard design that even some of the veterans that have been getting boards there for 25, 30 years. So they understand their boards.
Someone who understands equipment and the entire game is Sally Fitzgibbons. Nice leverage on the backhand here. That first turn was special. Now that wave's a little bit sloppy and slopey. There's little sections, she'll hook into it. And a final little punch. Methodical in the end section, but it's going to be a foundation score.
Two exchanges were big numbers, so this one a little slower start. As we watch the replay here of Sally Fitzgibbons, she's got that solid backhand, winning in Fiji. She knows how to win utilizing the backhand. That first turn was solid. The wave gets a little sleepy through that midsection, but she keeps it together, completes the ride, knowing that there isn't a big score yet in the books, just the 5.83 from Lakey. As you watch that first turn was solid. You know, I think that sets the pace and the scale for the score as we watch Lakey now.
Lakey, right up there in the progression stakes. She's got the power on tap as well. Grinds out that right-hander. Keeps the lovely flow through that wave. And now, first ride for Laura Enever. It's taken her 12 minutes to get here, so let's see what she's got. Squared up hit. Using that narrow beam experience. It'll just not serve her through that end section as it collapses.
Feeling at home. Equipment would be spot on. As again, two nice snaps. That connection with the lip, but then the wave runs away from her. She can't get up there for that last move. And then we watch Lakey on the right. And she is so strong in her maneuvers. She really doesn't have to use that innovation. It's almost nice to kind of keep that in the back pocket and really only pull it out when it's super necessary. You know, that's going to score pretty strong. You know, it's going to be a big score for her. That's going to be in the excellent range. Beautiful rhythm. You know, how she approached the lip too, where the board gets straight into the maneuver. Up, 12 o'clock with the nose. That's when you start to see that's a commitment. Because it's a lot harder to do when you get your board. You know, it's easy to put your board out at 10 o'clock, like out on the face, whereas you point it straight up into the sky and then do the maneuver. That's where the big numbers come.
Well, in those replays, you could 0.27 She really laid into that. Let's have a look at Sally. She's going to pick on the right-hander as well. Fitzgibbons, lovely tail release, so rail to slide. Nice little pivot, punctuation off the white water. With that stance of hers, we'll just trim it through. Eat for high numbers. Well, Lakey Peterson's joined the discussion. But let's have a look at Sally here.
So Sally, I like this wave because she brings us a lot of variety. There was the carve, the slide, and then the bank off that vertical section, so 3 solid turns. It's a little bit different than Lakey. Not going to have that same straight up style on the lip, so you can just see it so clearly and just tag it.
Now Laura back to the left. She knows how to do this. Little pivot. She's coming out of injury, so she's back in form. Missed her for one event here. Let's have a look at this. Big hit. Squares it up nicely. Yes, brings it to conclusion. So nice.
Is now back at that 100%. Finds herself in round 3 with an opportunity to get herself into the quarterfinals. This wave, a little sleepy. Got to connect those maneuvers. She gets the first turn, but then had to kind of chase the open face. So again, I think this could be kind of similar to her first ride, right around that 5-point range.
Little in and out for Lakey Peterson, who's already gone excellent category score on us previous to that. So she's found the 927, but Sally Fitzgibbons has found an 8.5 and backed it up with a 767. So what? Beating reigning world champion Tyler Wright in that final. Comes to Brazil, ranked 2nd on the Jeep leaderboard. This lady here, Lakey Peterson, also making the finals in 2017 at that first stop. Lakey Peterson ripping into this one. Pace, nice and tight. Rhythm, and all the above.
Here, mid-size set wave, but the thing had a perfect line on it. See how she's so quiet with the board? It doesn't pump at the bottom of the wave. She just sits back, waits, and then loads the concave up, carries the speed into those maneuvers.
Live action with Sally Fitzgibbons on the same part of the beach here. Beautiful line driving here from Sally. Goes weightless and floats. A lot more lateral for Sally, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She had to. You know, she does this snap here, but see the wall starting to speed up, and she just gets into that quick rhythm, 2 quick moves, but then can't get back to that open face for the finish.
Judging panel starting to bring us numbers now. Remember, Lakey Peterson holding a 5.83 now replaces it with her last score of the 6.77.
Staying in the shade, trying to get ready for their heats. And then over here, Sage is still over here. She's doing all of her work still. She's over there actually holding babies and making sure she made everybody happy with over there. And then they've got all the fans down here along the line, which is pretty cool. Everybody gets to come down and check it out. And right here is the walk, as the competitors do, down to the beach. So, you know.
Thanks so much, Strider. We've got to love it. It's like being in a semi-soccer stadium here. Of course, they do call this the Maracanã of surfing. Quarterfinals. Whilst the was holding screen, Laura Enever got to work on this one.
She received the 5.57, and it would have gone probably a lot better had she pulled off this last move right there. She stuffs the rail and goes down, and that's an incomplete ride, even though just getting the 5.57, which does go into her top 2.
So the left-hander finding rhythm here in the peak. Nice top turn, but it's a little fat with the water filling in on the sandbar.
So good surfing by both these competitors.
Live action, Sally Fitzgibbons flowing this left-hander. Keeps the rail work going. Succession of open face cutbacks, little jam. Just avoids that little lip section, so she hooks it in the pocket. She'll bring a completion. Sally Fitzgibbons.
Your situation, you see again in the center of the peak. First move, goes straight up. The wave starts to flatten out through this midsection. She just weaves her way, carves her way, keeping the motion, the flow together. She carries the speed to the final section, which she attacks. You know, she cut that turn right up underneath the lip. Didn't really get contact with the full lip, but able to cut underneath it, and it actually goes into her top 2.
You know, before you blink, we're at the end of the year again, Pete. Goes real quick. Let's have a look at Laura Enever here. Nice weaving turn. Much better engaging, but she does get ditched again. So final effort there for Laura Enever. Putting a 6.77 in her scoreline. And the heat leader is going to find this wave here, Sally Fitzgibbons, looking for a track to the quarterfinals. Did we split the peak or not? We'll find out. As the heat is wrapped up, We'll bring you those results after the break. Stay with us. It's the OI Rio Women's Pro.